So today's adventure takes us from Johannesburg up until Red Sands Country Lodge, which is our first waypoint and first sleepover as well. From Red Sands we travel to our second waypoint, which is Twee Rivieren. From Twee Rivieren we make our way to Nossob, which is then our third waypoint. From Nossob we've decided to take the Bosobo trail up until Mabuasehube, and then from Mabuasehube we take our way back then into McCarthy's Rest border post, through into South Africa, back to Red Sands.
Good morning everybody, and welcome to another edition of Tusck Overland. My name is Johan, and come and join us on this adventure to the Kalahari. Yeah, so we give you a little bit of an update. We've left this morning Johannesburg around about 6 o'clock a.m. or 6 a.m. and we have now about 25 kilometers outside Freiburg due to the amount of construction and obstacles that are in the road. My advice to you would be, if you travel to the Kalahari, whether you're entering Twee Rivieren or Tabong side from the southern section, is do some proper planning. Consult things like Tracks for Africa in advance, or on the free digital map from the Tusck Overland website. Where are the prime locations for the midway stops? I think this road will get better with you. It's a very dangerous road in my opinion, due to the fact that it's so narrow, that it's so very busy. And now, in our experience here in February 2025, is that there's a lot of upgrades on the road. So do take caution. Do some proper planning before you make your trip to the Kalahari, and don't try and push it the full 12 hours to get to your border destination. My advice is step around, have a look, stop off, and see the smaller towns that are en route, and appreciate what they've got a little bit to offer.
After we arrived finally at the Red Sands Country Lodge, we just wanted to set up camp to have a very early evening, as we knew we have an early start to the second waypoint at Twee Rivieren.
Yeah, so good morning. We have just left Red Sands Lodge. We are making our way out now to do the final leg to arrive at our Kalahari campsite, which will be first Twee Rivieren, and then we'll do Nossob with Mabua after that. So come with us, it's going to be lekker.
From Red Sands you have two options. The first option is via Van Zyls, which takes you straight to Twee Rivieren, which mostly is gravel and takes 4 hours and 51 minutes. The second route is via Uppington, much longer but much quicker, and this will then a total traveling time of 5 hours and 5 minutes. We've opted for the blue route. And as you enter the Van Zyls area, you will notice how the road becomes very corrugated. It is at this time that we decided it is time to deflate our tires to prevent all the shaking from the corrugation.
it's really advisable that you deflate your tires to about 1.5. Sand dunes, I'll go as low as about 1.2, but for comfortability of your ride on such heavy corrugated roads that we are on right now, go down to 1.5, man.
Sê nou vir my, daai was nou nie lekker geweest nie.
Weet jy hoe lekker is daai rondjie met die fiets, ja? En 40 km/h.
Exactly. So, bly nou net in die center nou. Ek weet julle eet nou 'n bietjie stof daarso, maar die pad gee nou vir ons sulke patches rooi duine wat baie dik sand word. So, die kant is ongelukkig nou gaan ons 'n bietjie, ek dink ons gaan ons voertuie flip as ons nou so 'n bietjie diep kant ry. So hou maar in die center. Ek weet julle eet stof, maar ons het nou so 120 km dan is ons by Askamp en dan gaan ons osself treat met 'n lekker koffie en koek. Is julle game daarvoor?
Nee, so ons het graag ons sal die first keer gegaan. 120 km is lekker.
Baie, dan sê maar vir my mamma, as hy wil breek, want hy stop net vir my sê, hoor.
So when you opt to travel this road, please be advised that it is advisable for you to stay in radio communication with anybody traveling together with you in the back. The amount of dust that is being thrown to the back is it very difficult for the people to spot oncoming traffic. We finally arrived at our second waypoint, which is Twee Rivieren Rest Camp. Now the process to check in through the border control was absolutely flawless. The staff were extremely helpful, and on both sides, South African and Botswana, was a pleasure to deal with. So my guests decided to go for an afternoon nap from the long drive, and I decided to go and explore the camp a little bit. My first stop was obviously the convenience store, and I must say that the convenience store is very well equipped.
Oh, wow.
After stocking up the necessities that I needed, I decided I'm going to explore the park a little bit and see what Twee Rivieren has got to offer.
Good morning from Twee Rivieren. What a lekker night it was. It was such a good rest. And after last night's driving, it was well worth it.
As we had an early start, I had to sneak in one quick cup of tea before we leave.
Where is it?
From Twee Rivieren to Nossob, there are quite a few number of points of interest which you can stop. We've decided we're going to stop at Melkvlei for a lunch and have a small break. And on the menu today, my very famous peri-peri chicken livers, which Brenda didn't enjoy that much.
Nee, hy is te warm vir my.
With lunch now completed, it's time for a quick pit stop until we hit the road again.
Yeah, so we just finished our nice stopover at Melkvlei with a very lekker lunch and some nice peri-peri chicken livers and some nice bacon. If you want to see that recipe about the chicken livers, go to www.tusckoverland.com and I'll share that rooibos peri-peri recipe with you for free.
Should you travel to Mabua from Nossob, please be advised this is your last fuel point. Now, if you ever wondered what true Kalahari hospitality looks like, come here to Nossob and you will experience it at your fullest. Here they even bake you fresh bread for your journey onwards to Mabua.
Yeah, so tonight is my turn to cook and we're making chicken potjie.
Good morning from Nossob. It's a beautiful morning, 6 o'clock, and we've had a good night's rest. It was a bit cold last night, but we're letting the guys sleep in a little bit. We've had some tough traveling over the last 4 days, so today we're going to do a rest day, going to see what Nossob has got to offer, and then tomorrow morning, day 5, we will continue our journey onwards to Mabua. But now it's time for a lekker cup of coffee. It was cold last night and I went underneath the sleeping bag. Now that says a lot because normally I don't sleep even with a sleeping bag, but it was cold last night and as hot as it gets during the day with 37-40 degrees Celsius, it gets us cold at night as well. But come, let's go and explore a little bit of Nossob today. So we just had a lekker shower, and I think that's the luxury of these these camps at the South African side, because obviously on the Botswana side there's no facilities. You have to be self-sufficient, water, the whole lot, properly wild. But I still like it to have a good shower. Now it's time for a cup of coffee. It's gonna make a cup of tea for me and coffee for the rest.
We've just left Nossob and we're making our way up to Likkiesdraai, where we decided we want to take the day a little bit easy, since it is already day 4 of our trip. Tomorrow morning we have a very early start to go to Mabua. There's been a mess up in our booking, so yeah, we have to push through to Mabua from Nossob tomorrow, since Matopi has been double booked for us. But nonetheless, it's one of those things that makes the adventure much more enjoyable, I suppose. But yeah, let's go and have some lunch at Likkiesdraai.
And as the time progressed, we certainly could see that the weather is changing, and of course this made me worry a little bit more each day.
Yeah, so we just finished our lunch at Likkiesdraai, which was a very lekker chicken prego, and we're making our way back now to camp. Just going to take a little bit of a nice afternoon nap, but it's beautiful in the Kalahari. Oh, and the rain is coming, and this area is so desperately needed, but I'm amazed how green this area is. It's phenomenal. All this little beautiful yellow flowers, it's all over, and the amount of butterflies that's coming out is obviously attracting a huge amount of bird life as well at the same time. And it's just amazing how water gives so much life to various different things. But yeah, that's part of the game, I suppose, eh?
Now, very early we got into the road and we were on our way to Mabua, so for sure the excitement grew because we are finally heading our way to where the famous Mabua lions are.
So, good morning. We've just left Nossob and we are on our way to Mabua. Just entered the Bosobo trail, and yeah, the Kalahari is phenomenally green. It had some rain, so it transformed this dry patch of land into this beautiful wonderland. But we also then are met with long tall grass. So please guys, whenever you travel this road, put on your seed nets. That will prevent the dry
seed grass to go into your engine bay, and especially if you are using petrol engines, these seeds tend to combust and possibly could lead to a lot of damage for you. Like your burned out car, we'll see a little bit later. We'll stop there and I'll show you guys. Many have seen that on previous YouTube videos, but yeah, absolutely cardinal to do that. Come and join us. It's going to be a lekker trip.
Strawwe enetjie wat inkom, hè, baie diep sand.
Yeah, man, this is fun. If you've never done this trail before, you should really try and consider it to do at least once in your life. Some places it's very technical, and yeah, the thick sand is quite a trick that you need to get used to, you know. Power a lot up before the uphills, keep momentum, you know, have those tire pressures correct. Andre in the back, who's following me, has got a trailer, so we had to deflate his trailer tires to 1.2 just to get that little bit of momentum, because the uneven sandy road is quite bumpy. Well, it's just gone 11:15. We just stopped at Matopi quickly just to grab a quick bite. And yeah, it's not bad considering the 5 hours that we've done. We've just passed Matopi. We're about 5 kilometers outside Matopi right now. So yeah, good progress for the day. Still a very tough challenge to drive the whole of Boso Trail in one day. But yeah, look, there was a mess up with the booking, so we couldn't stay at Matopi. So this is why we have to push through to Mabua tonight.
Daar is die. Dis die tol en hierdie was 'n prado gewees. Ja.
Was dit nou van die grassade wat daar in die brand kom?
Van die grassade, exactly.
Yeah, so we just arrived at the main entrance gate, the checking gate at Mabua, and it is pouring down with this rain. Look, we are very glad because the area needs the rain. But in the same breath, my trip from Nossob to Mabua had a little bit of the shakes with my equipment, so my DC charger decided to stop working. So now we are reliant on solar, and it's raining. You okay?
Ek vra, is julle okay? Maar daar sien ek julle lig, that's fine.
Daar is te krap, so dit is stadig daar.
And as we make our way into Mabua, you can feel the mood being dampened by the current situation. And as nightfall started, so did the amount of rain. And it just kept coming.
Good morning from beautiful Mabua with the salt pans here behind me. Now one must start realizing when you must accept defeat. And we have to accept defeat today. It's been overcast for numerous days now. We haven't had sunshine, so we aren't able to charge our equipment. And for that reason we have to call it a day. We have not spotted one single lion due to the rain that has been persistent, and we are very happy for the area, of course. But we have to back up now and head back to our next destination.
And finally reaching the main gate and getting connectivity for the first time in 5 days, we get to learn about the following.
Botswana has experienced heavy rains that have led to flooding. The government of Botswana says it's working hard to assist affected communities.
Widespread flooding in Botswana following record rainfall in semi-arid country over the last week.
Yeah, so we just left Mabua and we're on the main road to Tusck. And what a privilege it is to drive this road. And some few corrugations here and there, very thick sand though. But this is African bush, man. This is what it's about. Yeah, it's lekker. It's lekker.
Now, despite the moods being dampened completely, I know we have made the right choice when it comes to safety for that of myself and that of my guests. But it gives us another reason to come back to this magical place.